Hello everyone. Welcome to the May 21st, 2017 edition of the Astrology News Report. I'm your intrepid host, Ron Berger. In this segment, we'll take a look at the upcoming planetary patterns and predictions. What's on the celestial agenda for May 21st to May 28th and beyond. There's a new moon this week on Thursday, May 25th, at 10 degrees Taurus. This marks the beginning of the Hindu lunar month Jyeshtha, named for the nakshatra, the lunar sign, that the full moon falls in, which will be on June 9th. Jyeshtha translates as most senior and is appropriate for serious endeavors that require deliberation, mature judgment, responsible action, taking control of the situation. So, this is a good thing. This new moon has important significance in the Muslim world. It marks the beginning of Islam's holy month known as Ramadan, which starts when the sun sets on the first day of the lunar month, in other words, May 26th. And now, the main astrological news this week. On Friday, May 26th, Mars changes signs. Since mid-April, Mars has been transiting through Taurus. Now, the energy planet, the dynamic planet of effort, strategy, aggression, and conflict, leaves Taurus and enters Gemini. The energy of Mars and the nature of Gemini are not compatible with each other. Mars is the planet of action. Mars wants fast results. Gemini is a flexible mental sign, the diplomat of the zodiac, more interested in gathering opinions, finding compromise, and coming to consensus. Mars doesn't have the patience to wait around for consensus to form. Gemini loves information, ideas, data, talk, and the news. Mars is aggressive and moves quickly towards a conclusion. What do we get when Mars is in Gemini? A rather aggressive information processor. Things get heated up, resulting in lots of controversy. And there's impatience, a limited attention span, and a strong tendency for arguments. With Mars in Gemini, you can expect lots of contentious discussion, conflicting information, media fights, and so forth. Sounds like it's arriving just in time for the upcoming hearings in Congress. As soon as Mars enters Gemini, it is directly opposite its arch-enemy, Saturn, setting up a rather tense confrontation between two planets with diametrically opposing natures. Saturn is the planet of the established order. Saturn is rules and regulations. Therefore, Saturn represents stability, security. Mars is the planet of aggression. This pattern signifies an attack on the established order, and therefore a threat to stability. Mercury, the planetary ruler of Gemini, is in Mars's sign Aries. Thus, the two planets are in each other's signs, forming a Parivartana yoga. This sets up a strong interaction between the qualities of Mars and the qualities of Mercury, which only intensifies the problems of Mars in Gemini. This pattern continues until Mercury leaves Aries on June 3rd. Mars will be in Gemini for 6 weeks, until July 11th, when it will then move on in the zodiac to the next sign, Cancer. As for what can happen on the world stage when Mars transits through Gemini, we can get some insight by taking a look at how Mars will be affecting the chart of the USA. Gemini is the 7th house of the USA chart. Within the 7th house are 4 of the USA natal planets. So right away we know this Mars transit will have a lot of impact. When Mars conjuncts a natal planet, it energizes that planet, stimulating the natal planet to produce events in accordance with its nature. The 7th house of a country's chart is the house of partner countries, therefore international affairs. The 7th house is opposite to the 1st house, therefore it represents anything or anyone that opposes the nation, including a direct enemy, even a segment of the public that seeks to overthrow the government. The first USA natal planet that transiting Mars will hit is the USA natal Mars. This happens immediately as Mars enters Gemini. Mars energizing Mars, especially in the 7th house, is an indication of some sort of military action. And then, a week later, Mars will be exactly opposite the USA natal ascendant degree, usually an indication of an attack on the country, which could be something like a terrorist attempt. Next week, I'll take a look at what to expect during Mars's transit in Gemini for each of the rising sign charts. And now, once again, my little pitch for donations. If you appreciate what this YouTube channel does for you, please help keep it going by visiting the donation page and making a contribution. Just click on or touch the donation card you see here. Thanks, and until next week.